Hello everyone, today in this video we will fight against the atmosphere character of our world around us, and this time we will see some analogies between our country, elites of our country and elites of Latin American countries. Recently we saw I would say, move done by the leftist president of Brazil, criminal Mr. Lula da Silva, who is trying to redirect the connections like scientific exchange, trade, and other forms of collaboration between countries. He tries to redirect it towards China. And of course, there is a lot of this BRICS propaganda because Brazil is also member of BRICS, that bright future is coming and we will defy US, blah 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 blah. And of course, many Latino people believe in that because there is a common notion that for all problems and misfortunes of Latin American countries, only US is responsible. If not US, they would live in paradise, blah 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 blah. Of course, it's not true. The truth is much more sophisticated here. Because of my duty as a historian, I will just remind you how the US dependence of Latin countries really started. It started in a very simple way because during Napoleonic era we have young US and Latin American countries, in which part of the elite of those days, so mainly white anti-clerical Masons and liberals in 19th century sense, they raised against Spanish rule because Spain was in trouble, occupied by Napoleonic French armies. In Brazil it was a little bit different because royal family emigrated to Brazil from Portugal, and one of their members proclaimed himself, I don't remember the name now, Emperor of Brazil. Okay, so we have Brazilian Empire for some time. But Spanish-speaking countries declared rebellions against Spain, and after the Napoleonic era ended, Spain just reshaped and recovered. So the expedition forces army from Spain was sent to Latin Americas, and slowly but systematically rebellions against Spanish rule were pushing back, and surprisingly the poor white population and people of color of any type not necessarily supported these white people of liberal and Masonic views like Mr. Simon de Bolivar and others. So the rebels in Latin America started they started feeling the heat because the defeat was close. Spanish forces, together with the poor inhabitants of their colonies in revolt, were pushing back the core of the rebellion and slowly restoring the Spanish order. So what did the rebellions who were losing do? They asked young US for support. And of course, what would we do if we see that two sides are fighting and one is losing, but we can support them and make them win and later make them dependent on us? Of course, US agreed, and US government sent the help, any help that was required. Spanish people were pushed back, and in about late 1820s, early 1830s, the Latin American countries were formally independent, but their ruling elite, especially these whites, liberals and Masons, they were dependent on US. And actually the scenario, this way or the other, functions till today. So after almost 200 years, not much changed. And this is the reason why one of the reasons why Latin American elites are so corrupted, and they always think, like in case of Poland or some countries of former Eastern Bloc, they always think in the way that they cannot rule themselves independently. They do not think for their own national interest. They always look for protector. And here we see that all old criminal and commie, Mr. Da Silva, really thinks, okay, if we don't like US anymore, we need another protector. So let's go to China and to Russia, to BRICS, because they will tell us what to do. And at the end of the day, the most important thing for these people is they will secure our power. And the same is happening with Poland, current Poland, and to some extent Romania, Bulgaria, and all Central Asia. So many former Eastern Bloc countries. Czech Republic and Hungary are good exceptions, but only good exceptions, not so numerous. So we see that when elites of the country do not think with national interest, here I send you back to my video about national interest, and they do not care about the people they rule, they do not have their plans for the future connected with these people, we always end up as a country dependent on other countries and a country which is heavily exploited by other countries. It will never work different, and the same thing applies to South American nations. All the best, have a nice day, bye.